Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm Derek Schomer. This week we're going to do the Tequila Sunrise. It's a fairly simple drink, so it shouldn't take too much time. It's going to involve some little tequila. I use white tequila. That way it doesn't throw it off color. A little grenadine, because this is going to add the sunrise flair. In order to get the sky from the Tequila Sunrise, we're going to use some OJ. This week we've got Tropicana OJ. It's a bigger one. It's a family size, got a family, and a little lime to garnish. And so let's get started. We've got a pre-iced shaker. We're going to drizzle right into the drink. We're going to use this as our measuring. It measures 1 ounce. We're going to do 4 parts orange juice, 2 parts tequila. Very similar to a screwdriver with tequila. I like tequila a lot better than vodka, so I think that's a good idea. So let's get started. Well, we're going to do our 4 ounces of OJ first. Keep us healthy. I guess you could do less orange juice if you want to, but it's a good mix. There's our 4 ounces. That'll help sweeten up the drink a bit. We'll do 2 ounces of tequila. Big fan of tequila. If you're in the Texas area, you might want to look for some Cavallino tequila, silver tequila. It's about $24.99, I think, is the going price. It's hard to get. We're going to use the grenadine last because it's more of an effect. It will sweeten the ending, but really it's just for the wow factor. Not World of Warcraft, but wow, the drink. Woo! Shake it up. Pour that in there. Now you could probably do this without shaking it. You could just pour in some tequila, some orange juice, and stir it in. I just like to get it all mixed up nice and pretty. That way you don't end up drinking half orange juice and then getting this huge tequila bomb at the end. Now here's where the trick comes in. You can also, if you want to make this really fancy, you can take a spoon and flip it upside down. The trick is you want to get the grenadine to the bottom of the drink to give it a sunrise flair. So it can get messy, we'll see how we do. But if you drizzle it down the side about 1 ounce, or you could just kind of eye it. See how that looks. And I like to give it a little stir just to kind of blend it in a little bit. Because it'll fall, but it gives it the better gradient. So there you go. You see that right there? Sits right at the end. It's very, very juicy down there, very sweet. So when you get to the end, hopefully you can get some of the whole mix through your system without having to have this huge grenadine bomb. Let's give it a try. See, I got a little grenadine. It's a lot of, you could definitely taste the orange juice. There's a hint of tequila. If you're an avid tequila drinker, you could probably put in some reposado instead of the silver to get a little more punch. You could also just up the tequila itself. Really, it's supposed to be hidden, subtle, and just kind of add the flavor and the alcohol content. The grenadine is more for show, but you do get a little cherry pomegranate punch right at the end if you really tip it up. Overall, very refreshing. I wouldn't call this a Polynesian drink per se, although I can imagine myself sitting on the beach with one. That's not a hard thing to imagine. But stay tuned for the next episode where we really get Polynesian with an Arizona twist. Definitely adds a different dynamic flavor. This is very straightforward, very palatable. Definitely suggest you give it a try. So one thing before we forget, you want to add on there, if you're doing this for friends, for yourself, it's not a very big deal. That's the garnish. It's just a wedge of lime. You could toss it right in there if you want. Maybe let it get a little sip. However you want to do it. Realistically, you don't necessarily need that if you're drinking for yourself or you're just doing it for fun. Let's give one more try with the garnish. Definitely adds more lime to it. Realistically, not really. Anyway, so I'm your host, Derek Schomer. You can check us out on iTunes. Search Common Man Cocktails. You can search for Everyday Drinkers. You'll find 2 podcasts, an audio and a video. The audio is a lot longer. It's probably about an hour and a half. We just go through different types of drinks, mainly wines, beers, and mixed drinks. So, I'm Derek Schomer. We're teaching you how to drink.